health and a little wealth and a lot of love.
A lot of people may be confusing like trendy supplements with eating well. The good news is, not to steal your thunder, if you guys are listening right now, if you want to reset your microbiome, Emily has put a lot of effort into this podcast, suitsandscrubspodcast.com. There are some free resources. We're not charging for any of this. We actually want to give information over, to people like who are listening for free.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah, for free. And honestly, how you can reset all of this to, and honestly, we're on the plane now. We're on the plane right now. We're 3 weeks in, and I've never felt better. Like, my skin is clearer. Of course, we're not drinking. We're doing a little bit of a dry, even though we had kombucha beer, if you guys saw that. So we were like healing ourselves and then not healing ourselves. I don't know.
It's all about balance.
Right. It's all about balance. So go there and check us out, for free. I mean, why not? So tell us about supplements and things of that nature that people can take, or are you more of the natural sense? Just give people their options.
I've always been more of a naturalist, I would say. I don't think that you can get what you need to get through supplements versus getting it through a whole foods diet. I think that's always the first try. The first step is trying to get as many benefits through your diet as you can. There are certainly some supplements out there that, they've done some studies to show that they can be beneficial, but every supplement is not created equally. You don't have generally as much of a regulatory agency who's managing the quality of those supplements.
That's right.
What's actually in those supplements? Are there any contaminants? Do they truly clinically do what they say they're doing?
Absolutely.
And so a lot of times, if you're eating something, it's in normal amounts. It acts synergistically. The phytonutrients or the different things in the whole foods that you eat will work together to help benefit your body and your bodily systems in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know one thing that we did talk about is maybe having supplements that we use and that we also recommend to the listeners. Just because, like you said, there's a lot of stuff out there, and there might be an opportunity. Because, let's just be honest. Everyone's busy. If your mom's out there, crunchy moms, silky moms, we still love you. If you are listening and you just really care about your overall, well-being, which I find this really fascinating. I know Miley Cyrus did this on the Joe Rogan podcast. This is something we're very, very interested in doing as well. She said something like spinach or broccoli was just made her out of line. Her sugar spiking and all that. And the reason why I mentioned that, not because it's a gut microbiome specific topic, but you are what you eat. And sometimes your body can't metabolize certain things. And being in tune with your body, like, that's a really powerful thing. Knowing what fuels your body, knowing what calories you need, and what makes your overall gut health. So speaking of gut health, something that I see a lot, which is a pretty big trendy thing, is I know kombucha is out there. I hear probiotics, prebiotics. What are those? And does it overall impact your overall gut health?
Yeah, so probiotics are products that, or basically probiotics are thought to be good bacteria, so that, those good bugs that you can replenish in your gut, and they will live in harmony and help overall. And you can get those through natural sources. You don't necessarily have to go through supplements. It's usually through the fermentation process. So fermented foods, sauerkraut is a good one. Pickles, as long as you're getting the minimally processed pickles, yogurts, Greek yogurt. And I always say it's good to avoid the heavily processed anything. So heavily processed yogurts that have a lot of added sugar and added flavors, those typically probably aren't the best options. But
yeah. And guys, we put yogurt on everything. Greek yogurt.
Yeah, Greek yogurt we do.
We just had like what does it call it? What did we have for dinner?
We had Greek chicken bowls.
Yeah, Greek chicken bowls, which are like my number one. Like it slowly rose.
Yes,
It's now
you
my
do
number
love
one.
those.
It's actually fantastic. And instead of using a tzatziki sauce, which we absolutely love, we use Greek yogurt. Same thing with sour cream. We replace it. Honestly, I can't even tell a difference, and I'm a snob when it comes to food. And yeah, it's really really good. So just a little health tip. Do do do.
Yeah, and there are other things too. The kefir dairy products. So we mix those in with our smoothies. Those have live bacteria, good bacteria in them. What else? The kombucha that we talked about, that's another good one. Sourdough bread is very popular in those, crunchy groups, which I'm a huge proponent of, especially if it's a minimally processed sourdough bread. So those are the big probiotics. The prebiotics you can basically think of as the food for your probiotics. So the prebiotics are usually really high fiber foods. Bananas that aren't fully ripe, so especially if they have a greenness to them, they tend to be better as prebiotics. Plantains, really a lot of just high fiber veggies you can think of as good prebiotics for your probiotics.
So I may be dumb, but I'm dumbing this down for me. So it's probiotics like the sour stuff, like sauerkraut and pickles and all that, and then prebiotics, are they like what you just said, like bananas and all that?
Yeah, so it is true that
I don't know if that, but that's what's coming to me.
Which sometimes is hard for people, I think, to tolerate the food sources of probiotics if they don't like that typical like fermented sour taste. I honestly kind of like the taste of it as long as you're mixing it with things that will make it palatable. And that's part of the reason why I created that free, 7-day meal plan, because you can figure out kind of how to mix and match those things together and it still be tasty. And I don't know about you. I mean, I feel like our meals the last few days, last couple of weeks have been really good and really enjoyable. Good. So
it has. The only thing is, it's just a matter of time it takes to actually prepare them. So you get to weigh the balance of, people who are busy or listening on here. So, if you guys are interested to learning more about the supplements and things like that, shoot us a line. Like we're brand new, and right now we probably are responding to every single one of y'all because again, it's like 1 or 2, 3 people probably listening. But I think that's very, very helpful.
We are planning on doing a little bit of self-guided research on kind of seeing the trends in our insulin resistance or blood glucose. We're going to use some CGMs, which are continuous glucose monitors, to kind of track, what our blood sugar looks like before and after. We're going to try Akkermansia supplements just to see.
And guys, when we say self-guided research, we're doing self-guided research with someone who is an MD and who has multiple specialties. So please don't do this at your own risk. Please do it guided. We are very much guided.
But I'm very curious about it. I would like to see kind of how it kind of the before and after and see if there are any major changes. And we will talk about this probably more in future episodes, but these continuous glucose monitors can really show you how to take charge of your own health, because everybody's different and everybody responds to different foods in a different way. And so we'll keep you posted on that too.
Yeah. Like for example, I quit drinking milk just because I'm not fun to be around after, lactose. And so I just try to cut that out. Now I do almond milk.
With a little health and a little wealth and a lot of love, that's the life that we live. Susan Scruggs.